What's up, everyone, and welcome back to the channel. As you can see, we have a pretty cool video for us today. We are doing our first Barcelona collaboration on the GRETT show. So we're here with Barca Volume. He has his own Barcelona content he posts on YouTube. So if you guys haven't checked him out yet, feel free to check him out. We'll link the descriptions down below. We have some breaking news today surrounding Barcelona and Nico Williams. Miguel, why don't you kick us off and give us a little introduction about what just broke about Nico and Barcelona?
Man, Garrett, this is insane. I cannot believe what I saw today because I know Deco has been criticized a lot and a lot of people not giving him credit. But I think that, he gets criticism for no reason sometimes because a lot of times, these things just break, but like the Luis Diaz, making everybody crazy. But at the same time, it's like it wasn't all said and done. And Deco did a great job with John Garcia. And now it looks like Deco is going to be meeting with Nico Williams, or they already met. Well, so that's what the story has it. So, in my opinion, I think this is a great move by Deco. I think this is a great move by Nico. And to me, I think this may happen only because Nico Williams is the one who sent the agent to Barca because he wants to play for Barca instead of playing after he had two meetings with Bayern. So that's telling you something, isn't it?
Yeah, so I actually didn't know that he requested that. So I think that's interesting in a few ways because I did read that he preferred to stay in Spain, correct? If that was his number one
Yes.
chance.
So yeah, he held two meetings in Bayern already with Bayern agents and his agent, and apparently he was asking 20 mil. But here's the kicker though. He prefers Barca, and he's not even asking for any guarantees. From what it looks to me, that the story that's coming out right now is that he wants to play for Barca, and he's willing to make some even adjustment on his pay. This is going to be something very interesting if Deco can close this thing out.
Yeah, and I think I'm trying to pull this up for us right now, but I don't know if anybody who saw this, I'm sure you saw this, but Lamine Yamal just posted on his Instagram a picture of him and Nico. Do you think he's just messing with everyone,
What are
or
you
do you
doing with
think?
me, Lamine? What are you doing with me, man? I am so I'm so stoked about this. Dude, I'm telling you right now, this is the signing that I wanted. And if if we talk about him and Nico Williams joining Barca, and now we're talking John Garcia basically being confirmed. If we get Grimaldo, like what else can be better as far as Barcelona? Because Real Madrid is moving heaven and earth to kind of rebuild over there in Barcelona. Now we have Nico Williams to go up against Alexander Arnold. What doesn't get any better than this, in my opinion.
So I don't know if you guys can see this, but Lamine just posted this on his Instagram earlier today. And I know that celebrities, athletes, people that have huge followings, they probably know that they can mess with us a little bit. But this
Yeah.
is really interesting. The day that Nico and his agent have a meeting with Deco, Lamine posts this on his Instagram. This is crazy. And I think the one thing that concerns me, and I think a lot of people were concerned with, was the rejection last summer, right? I don't know if we really got a full reason why he didn't want to join the club. I know from a Barcelona side, they said, well, I think he was requesting too high of a salary. Nico also said he wanted to stay at Athletic and play with his brother maybe for another season. So I know he was asking for, I read something yesterday that he wanted like a 15 or 20 million euro salary, which in my opinion is absolutely out of the question. He hasn't proven himself to get that. He's super young. So I know that was a turnoff for a lot of people and a lot of Barcelona fans. I mean, including myself, if you don't want to play for arguably next to Madrid, the greatest club of all time, we don't want you. But I'm not saying that was said. But what are your thoughts on that with his salary? And do you think Barcelona can maybe work with him on a wage reduction? What are your thoughts about that?
Yeah, so honestly, I thought it was really interesting that there's some rumors that came out about a month and a half ago, and those rumors were along the lines of Nico Williams was kind of expecting some Barcelona buzz around his entourage, and Barcelona wasn't really going after him at all. So I thought that was really telling, and not a lot of people talked about it. But that story came out that Nico was kind of shocked that Barcelona had no interest, and apparently, from what I've heard, the story is that now Nico Williams is the one making the move. In Barcelona last season, they couldn't guarantee him a roster spot, kind of like what happened with Dani Olmo. And Dani Olmo came to the club. he didn't have those guarantees. And we all saw what happened mid-season. And, kudos to Dani Olmo. He handled it like a professional. But he went through something that, kind of gave Nico Williams because he didn't want to come to Barca because he didn't get those guarantees.
It was a red flag, of course.
Yeah, that was kind of a red flag for Nico. And I was thinking like, whoa, man, Nico Williams was right about that, because look at what Dani Olmo's going through, and the fact that now Nico Williams is not asking for the same guarantees. He knows that he wants to play for Barca. I think that at the end of the day, he kind of regret not coming to Barca, I think. And now he's trying to make, the right move by coming to Barcelona, playing with Lamine Yamal, playing with Pedri, playing with all these players that he already knows how to play with. And honestly, right now, from what I'm seeing, like, he wants to restructure his contract. I know Barca has to pay the 60. I don't think the 60 million is going to be flexible, because, Bilbao is going to want to get that money for the release clause. It's just going to come down to, can he take less than 20 mil, because he's asking Bayern 20 mil. So now, to me, it's going to depend on what Deco can negotiate with Nico. I would say, look, if we can get Nico for 15 to 16 mil, that's a great signing, because remember, this is where the Lenglet signing comes into fruition, because Lenglet, that's 32 mil for 2 years. That's 16 million per year.
He gave up his salary, so we don't have to pay him that, which does help. You're right.
We don't have to pay him that. And now what Barca can do is you can go sign Nico for the next 4 to 5 years and sign him for 15 million, 16 million. And that's the same free cap space that opened up for Lenglet. So we can go out to sign Nico Williams 100%.
Yeah, I do think it's a little bit too much money for someone. I think 10 million, I'd feel more comfortable. But nonetheless, if they can afford it, I'm not going to worry about it. We're not the people behind the scenes. We're the fans supporting the club. So if they can make it happen, I think almost every Barcelona fan is on board. Now, I think there's one important question we have to ask ourselves, and I think a lot of people are going to be wondering the same thing. How does this impact Rafinha?
Yeah, so for me, Nico Williams is the player that I would make moves around the squad for. And like I've said this before on my channel, I said I don't get the Luis Diaz signing, not because he's not great. He's a fantastic player, but why are we bringing in another left winger so that we have to move? Like, who are we going to move? What are we going to do? And we're going to have to move some pieces. But Nico Williams is the kind of player that I'm willing to move some pieces around the squad so that we can plug in a player who is 22, 23 years old, who can play through his contract, and we can still make money of him if he leaves to another club in the future. That's what Real Madrid does all the time. They get these younger players, they're 20, 21, 22, get them in their prime, and they sell them by the time they're like 26, 27, no big deal. So to me, what I would suggest is, if we can somehow, some way, plug in Rafinha as a striker, or plug him in as a number 10. I actually like him more as a striker. I know we're gonna have a saga with Lewandowski, but he's on his last legs. Don't get me started with him this season. Like, he just kept scoring every single goal, but at the same time, like, didn't really offer anything else. And to me, like, I know we have Ferran, but I would try to move Rafinha. See, Rafinha is a very versatile player, and Nico Williams is the kind of player that I would want to have that 1-2 punch, kind of like what Spain does. When the Inter Milan game, we were asking Rafinha to do a little bit of what Lamine Yamal was doing on the right. This is what Nico can do on the left, and then if we can have somehow, some way, plug in Rafinha as a number 9, I don't know. You tell me your thoughts, man.
I've grown very fond of Rafinha. His work ethic, he plays for the badge. He was unbelievable this season. I was rewatching some of the highlights the other day, and the goals he scored were absolutely world class. And I do like him in that position because he obviously provided a lot of support and was fantastic this season. Now, what I will say is, like you alluded to in the Inter Milan match, he's not the best in tight spaces. He's not the best in combination play. He's a player that needs his space. He needs to run. He needs to run onto through balls. He needs to shoot, right? He needs that space. Whereas Nico provides you similar to what Lamine Yamal can on the right-hand side. He'll provide that on the left. But there are a lot of possibilities with this squad and the addition of Nico. I think Rafinha can do well as a number 10 consistently. My only thoughts and concerns about him, he's not the most skilled and technical in tight spaces like Dani Olmo. When he's on, Dani Olmo's one of the best playmakers in the world. He's world class. His touch, his composure. But again, I think Rafinha is good enough where he can adapt. And then as a number 9, he is like a smaller, more skilled Erling Haaland, right?
Hmm.
He needs space. He likes to run onto balls. He's not the most skilled. He's got a fantastic left foot. And I think he's quick, he's fast. And I think the only thing that might hurt him is the fact that he's a little slimmer and he's not as big. But there's no reason why playing him as a number 9 could be very, very beneficial for the club because we see, like you
Yeah.
said too, Lewandowski, he's going to score, but
Yeah.
he's not scoring great goals and he doesn't contribute much. He doesn't make runs. He doesn't work hard. He doesn't press the back line and force the defenders to make a mistake where Rafinha does. Nico will, Lamine Yamal does, and Ferran Torres does. So you get a lot more when you can play Rafinha in that spot. And it also does help Lewandowski because it's most likely going to be his last season. He's going to need some rest. And Rafinha can also replace Lamine Yamal. We can't
Yeah.
expect an 18-year-old next season to play every single match because it's not fair to him. And I don't think Rafinha will be on the sideline too much. He will find his way still in the starting 11.
Yeah, I think that's a great point because see, well, that's what's gonna happen. So we're gonna have Rafinha as a number 9. Then what's gonna happen is when we have to rest Lamine Yamal, he can play as on his natural position, which is the right wing. And then just having Nico Williams on the left, to me, that's outstanding. The fact that these news are coming out, to me, the first thing I think it's Deco, and not only because it's oh they had a meeting. No, I think they are handling it really really fantastic way because. They didn't go after Nico. They're not desperate. So that's the thing. Like they didn't act desperate on Nico. So now Nico is it's more flexible because he was expecting Barca to go after him, right? He obviously players are gonna want to get the most that they can, but the fact that they didn't go after us really desperately to Nico Williams, I think that speaks volumes to this front office. Who we don't have a lot good to talk about them over the last couple of years, but if we can get Nico, even at I get what you're saying about the 10 million. Of course, that would be perfect scenario, but I don't think that would be realistic for Nico. Nico's gonna at least get like probably 14 or 15. I'm gonna be surprised if Deco can get it for less. But ultimately, like even at 15, that's still a great deal. And I would say that this is going to be a historic transfer window for Barcelona if they can somehow get Grimaldo. They can somehow get we already got Yon Garcia, and if we can get Nico, dude, I am so happy. I cannot tell you how happy I am right now.
We didn't need to really make any signings. Realistically, Barcelona could have won the Champions League last season, without a doubt. So I think we're in the best spot that we could be in right now because we just need 1 or 2 moves. And when you bring in someone like Grimaldo and Joan Garcia and Nico Williams, it's perfect. But also, yes, maybe Nico's going to get paid a lot. But I think if we're able to cut ties with Ter Stegen, that frees
Yeah,
up more money. If Ansu Fati goes on loan, that's more money.
yeah,
Longley, that's more money. And then was it Alex Baye?
yeah.
He got sold, right? And
Hmm.
maybe there's
Yeah.
another player that could get sold. So that
Hmm.
all can fund this transfer in his salary. And
Yeah.
then the new Camp Nou, we'll be playing there next season. That'll generate a ton of revenue. It's a great transfer. I think most Barcelona fans are happy. I think I would have been happy with anybody. I would have even been happy with Luis Diaz, not at 80 million.
Yeah.
50 million, yes.
Yeah, even the story came out yesterday. I think that Barcelona is not willing to go higher than 60, and I was thinking like even 60 sounds a little high to me. Even seems a little on the higher end. Like I would maybe do like 50 with some add-ons, right? Some guarantees from the player, some performances or something like that. But 60, I mean, that's still too much to me for Luis Diaz.
Yeah, I think it'd be hard to even lower the price for Luis Diaz now too, specifically because Liverpool just broke the all-time transfer fee record for Florian Wirtz in the Premier League, 150 million, I think, plus add-ons. So I don't think they're gonna want to balance out their books. They're not gonna want to take a big pay reduction. I think ultimately this is it's the perfect sign. It's almost a perfect signing for Barcelona, and it's something. You know what? It is the perfect signing because we've needed the next Neymar replacement since he left. We've never had someone that's a real left winger, and he's 22. You could have him for 10 years.
Yeah.
It's ultimately it's a dream. So I think if Barcelona is able to make it happen, just do it. And I think the entire Barcelona community will be super happy.
Yeah, I agree, man. Like I haven't been this excited since Lewandowski came to the club, since Kunde, since we signed Kunde. I honestly, this is just after coming off, the local treble that winning the Super Cup, winning La Liga, winning the Copa del Rey, and we adding essentially one of the best left wingers right now out there on the market. That's insane to me. I haven't been this happy for a long time as a Barca fan, to be honest with you.
Yeah, I agree. This was some really interesting and shocking news, to be honest, because ultimately up until today, I thought it was Barcelona's moved on from Nico and they're all in on Luis Diaz. So I think most people are going to be happy with this. If you guys enjoyed this collaboration, let us know in the comments. We plan on doing this a few times a week and going live. This was a lot of fun, and I know Miguel probably thinks the same thing. We're going to be doing this on his channel as well. So if you guys enjoyed the content, definitely let us know in the comments, and then let us know your thoughts about this Nico Williams transfer down below. Are you willing to go all in and do whatever it takes to sign Nico? Let us know in the comments. Thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you guys back here next time. Peace.